one thing that I've been made clear is that I think, even with my draft, is that some of the defensive guys are going to go, people have gone, I think some of your defensive guys are going to go even higher than you think they're going to go, right? And that's where I feel like maybe I'm wrong about my thing of guys like Malcolm Brown maybe going higher than we think. Latu's up there higher than we think. I had him at 9, right? If I can make an amendment change to my draft right now, I'd put Byron Murphy, excuse me.
I just had a Cody Mock situation.
You were like, who is Malcolm Brown?
I was just like,
I don't know why.
It's not.
It was M and B and B and M, and I switched them around.
Malcolm Brown.
But,
might have been a shooting guard on the Clippers in the 90s. Yeah.
But Byron Murphy.
There we go. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
I've heard
the Bears could go Byron Murphy at 9.
I've heard that the Bears want to take Byron Murphy at 9, and his price is plummeting in the market now. He's in the plus 150 range to go 9, and I've heard that he is their guy. So I think that's going to happen.
I mean, I've always been saying he's definitely one of the top defensive players in the draft, and we did that. There's no doubt, right? To me, him, Latu, Dallas Turner, and Quinyon Mitchell are clearly the 4 best players in the draft on the defensive side of the ball, right? I had people saw my mock draft and they were like, "Oh yeah, hey Byron Murphy, hey good, yeah, you got him." I think he might even go higher. Byron Murphy might go top 10, right? Those are things that I've been hearing, right? And I know there's this thought of like, "Oh, get a receiver for the Bears," and oh my gosh, help out Caleb Williams. Well, like what? He's got 2 good receivers already and an awesome tight end. Yeah. And they got Velus Jones, who's a good little slot guy. Like, what are we going to do, right? And like I said on Monday, you know what helps out a good quarterback? Stopping the other team to 10 points. Oh, damn, we won 13-10. I'm good. Look at that, right? So that's where, and it's a defensive head coach, right? That's one where I think that's where one of the curveballs can go as far as defense is concerned, and then maybe Odunze falling a little farther than we think is what the point I was trying to get to there.
Let's look at that. Let's look at first defensive players because you've just switched over. We do have a Brian Thomas question I want to get to as well.
Yeah,
so we'll
I didn't mean to jump all over the place.
That's okay.
There.
That's what this is. It's a draft. It's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. So Jay, as you look at it here, Dallas Turner at plus 125 is the favorite right now. Then you got Latu, the edge out of UCLA, second, and then Byron Murphy, we're just talking about third. They're actually pretty close together in that group there. A lot of people have been mocking forever Dallas Turner 8 to the Falcons, which would make him the first one off the board. But as you take a look at those odds, what do you think? What do you think, Jay?
Yeah, I think that it seems very likely that the first 6 picks are all on offense, right? And then 7, like everyone has been putting Joe Alt to the Titans at 7, and it would make sense given they need some offensive linemen. And then you are looking at Latu, Turner, potentially at 8. The one that jumps out to me, and this is mail from our friend Connor Rogers, but Connor is very high on Quinyon Mitchell, being the first defensive player drafted. He's plus 1,400 on DraftKings. He's also minus 150 to be the first cornerback drafted, which I think is a decent bet as well. So Quinyon Mitchell, he would probably be my long shot, just because, you can see everyone here is at plus money, right? No one knows. No one knows who's going to be the first guy, so why couldn't it be Quinyon Mitchell? He's a great long shot guy. Like I would agree with you. Quinyon Mitchell, he will be the first corner off the board. That not debatable. Debatable. So that, as I can tell you, right? Definitely.
Declared.
He's declared will be the first corner off the board, right? Nate Wiggins and Terrion Arnold, from everything I know in football, right? They are looked at the end of the first, or I get people even texting me, do they go in the first, or you think they'll be available early in the second? I think they are viewed as that fringe guy. I like Wiggins a little bit more than that, right? Because of his speed and his man-to-man skills. But I think that's a very real conversation. And I mean, I had the Eagles trading up for Quinyon Mitchell, right? But yes, I would not be shocked if there was somebody we didn't expect, even the Bears at 9, to go, hey, we'll take Quinyon Mitchell, even though they got pretty good corners. I don't expect that to happen. But yeah, the Byron Murphy thing, I think, is really real, right? Latu, there's a reason he's up there, because everybody watches Latu and goes, holy shit, he's a good player, right?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of them had the same thoughts you and I did when we watched it, Mr. Scout Guy. Is
Mr.
that like
novice film watcher guy?
Right.
The
glasses.
I'm watching film.
I just see.
Put the glasses
Latu
on.
might be a better player
exactly.
right now, right? Like, and ready to go right now. The thing that I always get with Dallas Turner, right? Because I ask everybody, is they say the same name we say, Von Miller. He's Von Miller stayed in school his senior year. And he
showed everybody how awesome he was, and that's why he was the number 2 pick. The consensus around the league is that the guy is just too special of an athlete, and he's a good player. They still think the floor is really high, and they think, yeah, he's raw, and there's things he learned. But if he went back for the senior year, that he'd definitely be the top 2 or 3 picks of the draft next year, right? And that's where, 8, he might not be the most oh my gosh, guy on film, right? Like, you got to have like this, but there's too many things that are like, he learns this, he does that, watch out, he could be the best sack artist in football. I do expect him to go to Atlanta at 8.
When watching film, and you just talked about corners too, you liked Nate Wiggins as your second best corner. He's fallen a little bit now. He's right around pick 26.5.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Cooper
right.
DeJean, 22.5. You see him more as a safety, although maybe that versatility appeals to some teams.
Cooper DeJean is the other one I'm wrong about on my mock draft. Definitely. That's the one thing I will tell you. Cooper DeJean's liked more in the NFL than even I liked him, right? I get the sense that people think Cooper DeJean is like, can be anywhere from, the low teens to the early 20s, right? He's going to be gone. Someone's going to take him. He's too good of a football player, right? He's too versatile, to your point, safety, nickel, and then the return game. That's the thing that I keep getting told about with Cooper DeJean. Wow. The return game, he's got a tremendous value, and especially with the new kickoff rules, right? So that's where I think, where if it was just corner or safety play, he might have been in that mid-20s range, but I think because of the return thing, it's knocked him up even a little farther than that. And I am 25 to the Green Bay Packers, I know, but I get the sense that he could be off the board before that.
What do you think, Jay? Anything on that?
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. And again, once we get towards the end of the first round, I'm going to defer to Chris's judgment over the market as well, because at this point, you are really just firing darts. And what's the difference between these guys? So, remember Kaya Elam? His draft position went from 34.5 to 21.5 in 2 hours. Sometimes these guys do just fall out of the sky.
Yeah, they fall out of the sky, right? Yeah. He should have been drafted at 34. The Bills shouldn't have took him when they took him.
It doesn't work out great for Elam.
Yo, homies, what's up? I know it's the off season, but it's never the off season on Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Me and Ahmed Fareed are going to be here for it all. We got free agency. We're going to break it all down. The draft, the rankings of positions. Of course, we're going to unpack it all. Hit subscribe, get to my free agency reactions, 2024 draft rankings, and more. Thanks again for watching. Peace out, homies. See you soon.